Hello, everyone. I'm Andy Oliver, the Minister of Pastoral Care for Portland First United Methodist Church. Today, I would like to invite you all to join with me in writing out a psalm from the book of the Bible. The Psalms, or the Psalter, comprises of 150 psalms. And psalms are like poems, and they're hymnals, they're hymns, they are prayers, if I didn't already say that, of the Jewish and Christian faith. They are crucial to grounding the spiritual life of Christians and Jews through hundreds of years. The book of the Psalms is the most quoted Old Testament book in the New Testament book. Jesus was actually quoting a psalm, was actually offering a prayer when he was being crucified. Psalm 22. The Psalms are a wonderful collection that include pathos and joy and horror and indictment, and all addressed to God. Some of the Psalms guided public worship in ancient times. Sometimes they guided personal prayer. Just a whole variety of language and human experiences that you can find in the Psalms. And it's a wonderful motivation for what a robust prayer life looks like. So anyway, the project is that by Easter, I would like for all of us to hand copy all 150 Psalms. We need to say that better. It's not that I'm asking each one of us to copy out or to handwrite 150 Psalms. I'm just asking for us to collectively, for volunteers, to copy down one or at most two Psalms from the Psalter. And this is very similar to the project we did last year when we were focusing on the book of Luke and the book of Genesis. So we have several weeks to do this. So if you're interested, please email me, Andy. It's aoliver@fumcpdx.org. That's my church email. You can also call the church office and let them know. And you can find their number on the church website. So this is an exercise in grounding ourselves in God's Word and slowing it down. It's not designed to force us to feel something or to believe a certain way, although feelings and beliefs may come out of this project. But the idea is that you slow down. You take a psalm and you deliberately copy it word for word what it says on the page. It's as simple as that. All I'm asking for is for it to be handwritten, so not using a typewriter or a computer. Way back when, copying out the Bible was an ancient practice, and it could be a very meditative experience. In fact, for some folks who were doing this project, they actually used their morning devotional time or the meditation to just copy down a verse or two. So it's a creative project. There's no judgment here. It's not like there's a right way to do this. You can use cursive, you can use print. If you're not a good speller, come on in. You're copying the Bible word for word anyway. Bad penmanship, no problem. Please join us. You can copy it in any language you want. You can use any version of the Bible you want. You can use any kind of paper, stock, bond, recycled paper, any color. All I ask is that it not be larger than 8.5 by 11. And all you have to do is email me and tell me you'd like to participate, and I'll send you some guidelines. And they're just guidelines. And at the end of this project, we're going to take whatever Psalms we have, and the wonderful folks in our church library, which is the best church library in the world, are going to put this together in a binder. We'll present it to the church around Easter time, and then it'll be in the church library for you to look at. Marcy Balcom, very creative person in our church, is going to design a cover for the whole project. So the idea is just to slow down. I'll give you a psalm. If you have a favorite one, you can ask if it's still available. But it's 150 of them, so I got to tell you, we could really use some help. I'll assign you a psalm give you the guidelines, and off you go to the races. Um, there's no end to the creativity. Sometimes people use illustrations. Here, let me show you what I did from a passage from Psalm 148, just 2 verses. It's about praising God. It was the psalm that was used to ground our worship service in worship yesterday. I just happened to use some pen and paper, and I'm particularly proud of my illustrations. One is of a sea monster, and the other is stormy clouds. I'm not an artist by any stretch, but it's a way to sort of slow down and ask questions like, why is this in the Bible? What does this passage from the Bible tell us about God or about ourselves? What does it mean that we can ask these kinds of questions of God or direct this kind of language towards God? What's actually going on in the passage? Just all kinds of questions. And if you'd like to jot them down and send them to me along with the actual text itself, that would be wonderful. Some people do collages on the sides or calligraphy. Some people write it on as a slant. Doesn't matter. However you want to do it. So yeah, that's what I'm inviting you to do. Again, Oliver at fumcpdx.org, which is my church email address. You can find it on the back of the church bulletins, or just call the church office. So I hope you'll join with me. Thank you.